Hello, it is August 12th and it is 12:40 a.m. So the thing that I wanted to talk about is the fact that we have the group chat person who made the group chat false testimony against me, who is still trying to narrate in the trial against me. The thing that we have to understand is the fact that these people have been caught making very big false testimonies against me. Basically, the group chat person who made the group chat false testimony against me made it against me, and that almost gave me a life sentence. He claimed that I gave him a group chat and a very psycho terrorist group chat with all kinds of bad things in it, and that said that I was responsible for that group chat, when in fact right now we found out that every single thing and every single day that I was overseas and I could have met this person was on record completely, which means that this group chat, first of all, never existed. There was no record of me giving it to anyone, first of all. And the second thing is, the entire group chat was from a time period that was completely different from when I was overseas. Let me repeat that for a second to you so you can understand that a little bit better. First of all, the group chat false testimony was false due to the fact that every single second of me being overseas was on record, on camera, on record, through surveillance equipment. And that's every single second I was there. And the second thing is the fact that the group chat did not even take place in the same time period that I was overseas, clearly showing, proving from facts and evidences the fact that it was completely made up and fabricated. What ended up happening was the person who fabricated the group chat false testimony against me found out about my brain savant, and he started getting girls' contact info over here in the US that found out about my brain savant and liked me due to it. And he would call them and tell them all day, night long about how. My brain savant did not exist. I was low IQ and dumb and stupid and things of that sort of nature, only due to extreme envy. The girls did not buy it, mainly because he was also saying that my brain savant was not locked up, when in fact everyone in the US knows that my brain savant has been locked up using these tools that the government has that no one else has. Basically, yes. And so he did not know what he was talking about. And the other thing was, my brain savant obviously has been completely verified through artificial intelligence, and the fact that no one told me what the artificial intelligence report said on my brain savant test clearly proves the fact that I'm able to tell them that not only would the artificial intelligence report say that I'm a triple savant encompassing instantaneous photographic memory, innovation, and focusing, but that also my powers increase over time, things that no one even hinted at to me, clearly showing from facts and evidence is the fact that either I'm psychic or telling the truth. So obviously I was telling the truth. So he got really sick and tired of it, about not being able to convince the girls that my brain savant did not exist. So what he ended up doing was, he went over to the person in law enforcement overseas who gets the monthly money every month, the same person whose money I've been trying to end for a while, and he goes over to this person and he basically says that he wants to fabricate a false testimony against me, and the person in law enforcement overseas basically complies with it and basically just tells him in his ears, I'm gonna say that you gave me something, and all you have to do is say that you did. And so the person in the group chat false testimony from the pharmacy school overseas, his name is Abdullah, and basically what he does is he says, yes, that is right. Abdullah says, yes, that's right. I'm going to say that I gave you this group chat, and you're going to go and you're going to give it to law enforcement in the US. That is basically what they did. After they did this, law enforcement in the US tried to pressurize the president, into forcing the president into giving law enforcement all the powers they needed to be able to literally murder me. That was the news media literally standing ahead and behind the president, trying to force him to do so. The president, right before he went to England, they were trying to pressurize him completely to try to force him to do so, when in fact that group chat false testimony was completely made up and fabricated against me. It was a complete total lie. Wasn't even even in the same time period, the person was doing it due to extreme envy and due to lust. And he ended up making this fabricated false testimony against me that I had nothing to do with, and I almost ended up getting a life sentence due to it. And yeah, I had nothing to do with this group chat. So basically, that is what happened. And yeah, and then later on, what ended up happening was the same person in law enforcement overseas who gets the monthly money every month saw that Abdullah had now been forced out because he fabricated the group chat false testimony against me. So then he went to Adamji and Maruk. Adamji and Maruk kept lying and making fabrications and lies against me till on July 11th, they were caught. What happened was July 10th, Ibrahim got rejected by my elementary school teacher who only wanted to know about my brain savant, and that was it. And after he got rejected by her, what he ended up doing was he came in my car cameras at about 8:45 p.m. To try to advertise himself for all these girls and women that found out about my brain savant. Now, the thing that happened was, so I basically found out that Ibrahim was not only a drug addict, but he had some really bad habits except for drugs as well. He was a crystal methamphetamine addict, and that he would run after women. Basically, my elementary school teacher's son is only about 2 years younger than me, and he was begging her to sleep with him all day, night long. What ended up happening was I was about to make the statement before law enforcement went to Adamji and Maruk and asked them to make a statement about me, claiming that I was a drug addict and sexually perverted. What ended up happening was on July 11th, before I could make my statement against Ibrahim, the greedy framer, law enforcement had Adamji and Maruk make theirs, and both of their statements got found out to be a complete total lie and fabrication. So now you had Abdullah, who made the group chat false testimony against me. He's been completely caught. Adamji and Maruk, that made numerous lies against me, they've been completely caught. And the person in law enforcement overseas, who gets the monthly money every month, he was working with these three in order to make up all these lies against me. And so he cannot obviously be making up false testimonies against me anymore. So what they ended up doing is they went to a fifth person, found someone in my overseas pharmacy school to just say that I was really low IQ, dumb and stupid, and that I was not able to study, not able to give my exams. I was really low IQ. And so this fifth person basically they got these four people, Adamji, Maruk, and Abdullah, who were responsible for all the false testimonies beforehand and were all caught making false testimonies and lies against me, along with the person in law enforcement overseas who gets the monthly money every month, went to a fifth person who hasn't been caught lying and fabricating against me yet, and literally just told this fifth person, like, look, you're only gonna have to say these lies against Hassan. We're gonna tell you what these lies are going to be, and you're just gonna have to make these lies against him. Basically claiming that I was dumb, stupid, low IQ, I couldn't give my exams, and I was really bad at studying and things of that sort of nature. This person made his this is the fifth person from overseas. He made his lies against me on August 7th. He also gets caught lying, fabricating. Obviously, these people were keen on basically, they were pretty much trying to make false testimonies, lies against me completely. Basically, hell bent on literally framing me is the words I wanted to use, but I couldn't. Well, anyways, so this is what these people were basically trying to do. Now you have five people that are all caught completely. Abdullah with the group chat that literally almost gave me a life sentence. Then you have Adamji and Maruk that made numerous lies, false testimonies against me, but the one that they were trying to make against me on July 11th to try to get revenge from me for finding out that Ibrahim is a drug-addicted sex addict, they were trying to get revenge on me in their haste and making lies really, really fast, due to which they got caught on July 11th. Before I could make my statement saying that Ibrahim was a drug-addicted sex addict, basically a sexually perverted individual, begging my elementary school teacher to sleep with him when, in fact, he never even knew this person, and why would she do that? That's just so random. And so, yeah, And so basically, what ended up happening was these people, before I could make my statement against Ibrahim, law enforcement had the person in law enforcement overseas who gets the monthly money every month go over to Adamji and Maruk and make their statement about me being a drug addicted, sexually perverted individual before I could make mine about Ibrahim, the Greedy Framer spokesperson. These people got caught though. July 11th, they got completely caught fabricating and lying against me. Every single thing that they were about to say me was about me was complete and total lie fabrication. So then what ended up happening was they went to a fifth person, except for Abdullah, who's got caught with the group chat false testimony. Adamji Maruk already gotten caught completely lying and fabricating. Person in law enforcement overseas who gets the monthly money every month through corruption went over to a fifth person to make lies against me, claiming that I was dumb, stupid, low IQ, only do enviously, downplay my brain savant. On August 7th, this fifth person gets caught lying as well. Basically, yes. So now the thing about it is, law enforcement has already confessed in court that my brain savant was locked up the entire time I was overseas, and that not only was it locked up the entire time I was overseas, but also that they would use extreme amnesia drugs on me when I would be trying to prep for my pharmacy school finals and when I would be sitting in the exam rooms. So yeah, now law enforcement has absolutely no choice but to get people like the group chat person, Adamji and Maruk, to make lies against me. And the claim that law enforcement is going to use is that the person who made the group chat false testimony against me was seen around me during the time when I was in pharmacy school overseas. This idea that someone who is seen around me more than 10 years ago, more than a decade ago, is going to make false testimonies and lies against me over and over again, just because he's gotten caught with one does not mean that he goes ahead and makes more lies against me. This thing does not make any sense whatsoever. It's the same as if law enforcement had a person from my elementary school who was a 10-year-old child when I was a 10-year-old child in elementary school. He claimed 25 years later in January 2026 that I said anti-government things to him when I was a 10-year-old child. It would be the same as having him claim right now that since I knew him when I was a 10-year-old child, that, by the way, I don't know who this person is, but it would be the same as him claiming that since I knew him when I was a 10-year-old child, that he has some sort of a right to make that first false testimony against me in mid-January 2026. And so since he had the right to make a first false testimony against me due to the fact that I knew him 25 years ago when I was a 10-year-old child in elementary school, that he had some sort of a right to make a false testimony against me in mid-January 2026, due to me knowing him or talking to him when I was a 10-year-old child 25 years ago in elementary school, that he's going to come back and make more lies and false testimonies against me because the first one has been caught, but then since he knew me 25 years ago in elementary school, he's got some sort of a right to make more lies and false testimonies against me. This idea is incredibly bizarre and strange to begin with. Adamji, who made the group chat, Abdullah, who made the group chat false testimony against me, Adamji and Maruk, who were caught on July 11th making false testimonies against me, getting info from Abdullah to have the law enforcement person being sent over to Adamji and Maruk to make false testimonies with Adamji and Maruk, since Abdullah was already caught with the group chat false testimony against me that almost gave me a life sentence. This is incredibly bizarre for this person like Abdullah to claim that he had some sort of a right to make the group chat false testimony against me, which was not even in the same time period that I was overseas, clearly showing from facts and evidences that he was proving that he was obviously lying, fabricating due to envy and due to lust of not being able to disprove my brain savant. And so Abdullah claiming, or with the group chat false testimony that he fabricated, or Adamji and Maruk claiming with all the lies and fabrications that they fabricated against me, claiming that they had some sort of a right to fabricate false testimonies, to put my name through the mud by making these false testimonies and lies against me. only because more than 10 years ago, when I was in pharmacy school, more than a decade ago, I might have known Abdullah or talked to him. It's incredibly bizarre and strange that a person would be given the right to literally get me the life sentence through false testimony, and then be given the right to make numerous more false testimonies and lies against me, and being caught with making more of those against me again, and then being given the right to make even more lies and false testimonies against me even after those are caught as well, is only because he claims that more than 10 years ago, more than a decade ago, when I was in pharmacy school, I might have talked to him for a while, because I had to talk to every single person when I was in pharmacy school. You have to communicate with people, you have to talk with people. Does not give someone the right to make false testimonies, fabrications, and lies against you. Just like how if the person whom I knew in elementary school when I was a 10-year-old child, who made the false testimony against me in mid-January 2026, was to claim that he had some sort of a right to make a false testimony and fabricated false testimony against me in mid-January 2026, just because I knew him more than 25 years ago when I was a 10-year-old child, is incredibly strange and bizarre. For him to be given another chance to try to frame me, ruin my life, or put my name through the mud, is the same as if Abdullah, who made the group chat false testimony against me, Adam G. and Maruk, who made numerous more false testimonies against me, including on July 11th, to claim that I was drug addict or sexually perverted, only because I was about to make that statement about Ibrahim due to his actions on July 10th, the day before, and before I would make mine. They, in their haste, they fabricated it really fast, due to which they got caught on July 11th, fully fabricating lies against me. For these people to claim that they had some sort of a right to make false testimonies and lies and exaggerations against me on July 11th and all these other days, only because they knew me or talked to me more than 10 years ago, or more than a decade ago when I was in pharmacy school overseas, more than a decade ago, if I ever met them, more than a decade ago, when I was in pharmacy school overseas, it gives them some sort of a right to make false testimonies against me, lies, fabrications against me over and over again, is a very bizarre and strange notion. It's the same as if that person who claimed 25 years later, when we were both 10-year-old children in elementary school, he claimed 25 years later in mid-January 2026 that I said anti-government things to him. If he were to come back and say that, no, I had the right to make false testimonies against Hassan because when we were 10-year-old children, he knew me, does not make any sense. Similarly, Abdullah, who made the group chat false testimony against me, Adam G. and Maruk, who made numerous lies and false testimonies against me to drag my name through the mud on days like July 11th and August 7th. August 7th, by the way, was a fifth person, but they went and they chose this fifth person due to the fact that they were already caught lying. So they went and they chose a fifth person, and they told this fifth person what to say. Basically, Adam G. and Maruk and the person in law enforcement overseas were basically lying on August 7th as well, even though it was a fifth person. They told this person exactly what to say and how to say it. So basically, these people being given more chances to make more lies against me just because they claimed that they might have, I might have met them more than 10 years ago, more than a decade ago. If I met someone more than 10 years ago, more than a decade ago, when I was in pharmacy school, and I had to know people, it does not give someone a right to make a false testimony against me. And I sure as heck hope that the courts are not going to let this person come back and make more narrations and lies against me or false testimonies against me. Just because someone has evidence does not mean that the evidence is not completely a lie. It's not a complete and total fabrication. You have to understand that Ibrahim's envious mother had evidence for November 20th. It was excellent, but it was completely fabricated and a complete and total lie. That evidence did not even exist, and yet she pushed it forward very aggressively even after she was caught on the testimony stand. She pushed it forward very aggressively even after that, only due to extreme envy of my brain savant. Then early January, the evidence I'm sure was great, but the evidence was fabricated, and Ibrahim's envious mother and Ibrahim pushed them forward very aggressively, only for us to find out that the evidence was fabricated, and it was already confessed to being fabricated to the government informant before November 20th. Early April 2026, Ibrahim the Greedy Framer, my dad the Greedy Framer, his Ibrahim, his envious mother, and Farah the Greedy Framer were all pushing lies against me, complete and total lies and fabrications. I'm sure it had great evidence, but the evidence was also fabricated, complete, total lie, found from the facts and evidences retrieved from the phone conversations retrieved. All three of these times that there was evidence, it looked real, but it was complete, total lie, fabrication, and fake. Fourth time in July, Ibrahim the Greedy Framer was trying to push forward another fabrication and lie against me. The evidence looked real, but it was complete, total lie, fabrication, completely fabricated. Okay, that's 4 lies. Then you have Abdullah making the group chat false testimony against me. It looked like there was a group chat there, but it was completely fabricated, and it was a complete total lie from a totally different time period, clearly proving from facts and evidences that Abdullah fully fabricated that group chat false testimony against me with the person in law enforcement overseas in order to frame me and get me a life sentence, only due to extreme envy of my brain savant, which he could not disprove. Due to the fact that law enforcement themselves confessed that my brain savant was locked up the entire time I was in pharmacy school overseas, and that they used extreme amnesia drugs before I gave my exams when I was trying to prep for it, and they used extreme amnesia drugs when I was in the exam room itself. Law enforcement confessed this in court, that they used these severe amnesia drugs on me, multiple finals for pharmacy school, due to which I was not able to score as well, making it a miracle I was able to give all 108 exams and get my degree back home to my mother. So basically, yeah, an overseas PharmD degree with 0 loans, that's really easy to give the board exam for, especially to sign up for the board exams for, and giving it would be easy due to me having a brain savant as soon as it would get freed. Yes, so basically, people like these people that are like Abdullah, who made the group chat false testimony against me, Adam G. Marouk, should not be given another chance to make any more narrations or lies against me, considering the fact that the group chat had evidence to it as well. The evidence was completely fabricated and exaggerated and a complete and total lie. And the only thing that Abdullah claimed was he said that I knew Hassan more than 10 years ago when he was in pharmacy school overseas. It doesn't matter if you knew me or not. That is irrelevant. The fact of the matter is he's been caught completely lying, making a complete and total false testimonies of fabrication against me that almost gave me a life sentence. The fifth person that they just used on August the 7th, right now, only a few days ago on August the 7th, they used a fifth person in my pharmacy school overseas. This fifth person, I'm sure, will give the courts evidence of me speaking to him either directly through text, maybe email, not email, but maybe online chat or something like that. I'm not sure. But just because I talked to this fifth person from who testified against me on August 7th, claiming that I was dumb, stupid, too dumb to give my exams, could not study, really bad at test taking, things of that sort of nature, just because he claimed that he knew me when I was in pharmacy school overseas, did not mean that anything that he said in his testimony on August 7th was true in the least bit. Every single thing that this person said in his testimony on August 7th, claiming that I was dumb, stupid, low IQ, could not, bad at test taking, bad at prepping for my exams, every single thing that he said was a complete and total lie, proven from facts and evidences that have been shown to the court. And yet, he showed to the court and he proved to the court that he knew me when I was overseas in pharmacy school. He knew me either through one of various ways that he claimed that I texted him, called him, did something. And then he used that to his advantage to try to make a testimony against me in court on August 7th, only a few days ago. And then After he made his testimony against me, claiming that I was dumb, stupid, low IQ, bad test taker, could not study, things of that sort of nature, only due to extreme envy of all these people liking me due to my brain savant, that artificial intelligence is marked. I'm not psychic enough to predict what the artificial intelligence report says about my brain savant, clearly showing, proving from facts and evidences that I'm telling the truth. They could easily disprove it with a 30-minute brain savant test that they will not do because they know that I'm telling the truth. Yes. So this person on August 7th, I'm sure showed evidence of me talking to him one way or another, but every single thing that he said on August the 7th, only a few days ago, was a complete and total lie, proven from facts and evidences that have been shown to the court. You have to also understand the fact that this fifth person who made the false testimony against me on August the 7th, only a few days ago, every single thing that he was saying against me on August the 7th, Adam G knew about it. Maruk knew about it, and Abdullah, who made the group chat false testimony against me, knew that this person was about to say things about me that were complete and total lie, fabrication, and completely made up and exaggerated, only to try to frame me or drag my name through the mud or try to make me look like I was dumb, stupid, or unable to study, give exams, or prep for them. These people, Abdullah, who made the group chat false testimony against me, Adam G, who made numerous lies against me, Maruk, who made numerous lies against me, all three of these people knew that this fifth person from overseas, except for the person in law enforcement, every single thing that this person, that this fifth person who testified on August 7th, all three of these people, Adam G, Maruk, and Abdullah, who made the group chat false testimony against me. So Abdullah, who made the group chat false testimony against me, Adam G, who made numerous lies against me and got caught with them, Maruk, who made numerous lies against me and got caught with them. All three of these people knew that the person that they picked as their fifth person, since the fourth one is the person in law enforcement who gets the corrupt money every month, this fifth person, every single thing that the fifth person was saying was a complete total lie and fabrication. Which means that Adam G, Maruk, and Abdullah were all part of the August 7th false testimony. They knew that it was complete and total lie. All three of them knew that it was complete and total fabrication. All three of them knew that it was completely being made, fabricated, made up, only to drag my name through the mud. All three of these people were completely in on the framing that was done against me to drag my name through the mud just recently on August the 7th by a fifth person that they chose, since the fourth is the person in law enforcement who gets the corrupt money every month. They knew that this fifth person, every single thing he was saying was a complete total lie. They knew that this fifth person, every single thing that he was saying was completely fabricated. They knew that this fifth person was only making these lies against me due to extreme envy, jealousy, and hatred against me, that I have a brain savant, I live overseas, and that I would do great and excellent in life if my brain savant was freed, and that all these people knew about my brain savant, which literally cannot be disproven. If they do a 30-minute test, they know it's going to be proven. And due to the fact that after June 24th was overanalyzed, all the truth came out. They did a 1-minute test numerous times, June 24th, May 10th, 2026, June 24th, 2026, November 14th, 2025, all these dates. Yes, artificial intelligence told them the truth, and I'm not psychic enough to predict what the report says, or that the report says that my powers increase over time, something that no one told me that the report says. And obviously I have to be telling the truth in order to know what the report says, unless if I was psychic and I could read the report. So basically, yes, Abdullah, who was fully involved in the group chat false testimony against me, only to try to give me a life sentence, send the person in law enforcement overseas to Adam G and Maruk, and they were making lies and false testimonies against me. Both of those, Adam G and Maruk, were caught numerous times making false testimonies against me, and then all three of these then got the person in law enforcement overseas who gets the monthly corrupt money every month to go, basically kickbacks every single month to go to a fifth person, and the fifth person made a false testimony against me only a few days ago on August the 7th. And all four of these people, Adam G. Mahrukh, Abdullah, and the person in law enforcement overseas, all four of these people knew that the fifth person, every single thing that he was saying was a complete and total lie, and they were completely fine with it. Yes, they knew that everything was being fabricated against me, a lie against me, only to drag my name through the mud, make me look like I was dumb, stupid, too stupid to be able to study, too stupid to be able to give my exams, even though law enforcement has already confessed that they confessed that they locked up my brain savant when I was overseas. The entire time I was there, they used amnesia drugs when I was prepping for my exams or when I was in the exam room, making it a miracle that I gave all 108 exams and got my overseas PharmD degree back home to my mother. Yes, and so when they went through every single day that I was overseas, because they did not want to do a 30-minute brain savant test, and they will do anything to disprove my brain savant without doing a brain savant test, even though if there was 1% chance that my brain savant didn't exist or it wasn't good, then they would have obviously done the 30-minute test. But every single time they're supposed to do a 30-minute test, they cheat by doing a 1-minute test, and in that 1-minute test, artificial intelligence tells them that I'm Kim Peek Rain Man, and what would happen at the end of the 30-minute test, due to which they just don't do it. And we know for a fact that this is what happened since November 14, 2025 brain savant test result came out December 10, 2025, and on that day they had a friend of theirs stalk me around till she hit the back of my car, landing me in the emergency room. Basically, that girl was told that artificial intelligence has said that Hassan is the new Kim Peek Rain Man, and that he has instantaneous photographic memory. Artificial intelligence said that he has instantaneous photographic memory, innovation, and focusing, and that his powers increase over time. So basically, yes. In order to disprove this without doing a 30-minute brain savant test, obviously they would do a 1-minute test, or they would cheat in the 30-minute test by doing a 1-minute test. And in that 1-minute test, artificial intelligence obviously tells them what would happen in the end of the 30-minute test. And obviously, it would say that I'm Kim Peek Rain Man, I have instantaneous photographic memory, innovation, and focusing, but that my powers also increase over time, and I'm a fully functioning member of society. We know that artificial intelligence would say this about my brain savant, since when the result would come out at the end of the 21 days on December 10th, they would tell that to one of their lady friends who would stalk me around till she would hit the back of my car, landing me in the emergency room. So basically, yes, on December 10th, 2025. So basically, yes, in order to disprove this brain savant without doing a 30-minute test, law enforcement is willing to do anything, get 10 people to go make false testimonies against me overseas, due to the fact that overseas false testimonies would be hard to catch. Well, they've all been caught. To tell you the truth, every single one of those false testimonies have all been caught, basically. So basically what ended up happening was they first had Abdullah, who made the group chat false testimony against me. Then he says, I've already been caught making a major false testimony against Hassan that would have given him a life sentence. If I make any right now, it won't count. Go to Abdullah and Mahrukh and get them to make false testimonies against Hassan. Adam G and Mahrukh. Adam G and Mahrukh get caught making false testimonies against me over and over again, July 11th, and then numerous other ones as well. They get completely caught. So now what they do is they get the person in law enforcement overseas who gets the corrupt monthly money every month to go to a fifth person from the overseas pharmacy school. Then the fifth person is told all these lies and fabrications and false testimonies against me, and then this fifth person gets caught completely lying and fabricating false testimonies against me on August the 7th as well. Yes, this is insane and bizarre behavior, but the only thing I'm requesting the courts is, please do not let Abdullah, who made the group chat false testimony against me, Adam G. Mahrukh, who've been caught making false testimonies against me over and over again, or the fifth person who just got caught on August the 7th, make any more narrations, lies, false testimonies against me anymore, please, because it's just wrong. People that have been caught lying over and over and over again have obvious envy against me, even if they're using evidence. You have to understand the fact that November 20th had evidence. It was completely fabricated fabricated. Early January had evidence it was confessed to being completely fabricated and a lie before November 20th. Early April had evidence it was found to be a complete and total lie from the facts and evidence retrieved from the phone conversations. July had evidence, the one that Ibrahim just fabricated last month. It was complete and total lie and fabrication. Group chat false testimony that Abdullah made against me, that had evidence. That group chat was not even in the same time period that I was overseas, clearly showing from facts and evidences it was completely fabricated in their haste, without paying much attention, and only to try to frame me really quickly, which is why they were trying to pressurize the government to let law enforcement literally murder me. Yes, right before the president left for England at one time, they were trying to do this. What they were supposed to be doing, they never did. They never did an investigation on anything. Well, anyways, all of these had evidence to them. Every single one of them, it was all completely caught as being complete lie and fabrication. What Adamji and Mahrukh were lying about me on July 11th, I'm sure they showed some sort of a hint of evidence to it. Completely lie, fabrication, false from July 11th as well. Every single thing that has been said has been shown evidence for it. The evidence was fabricated, lied about, completely fabricated, only to try to frame me, ruin my life, drag my name through the mud. And yet, at the end of the day, they were caught completely lying, making up each and every single statement, finding out that every single statement that they were making was a complete and total lie against me. Now, recently, even after not being able to prove that I'm dumb, stupid, low IQ, bad test taker, any of these things, considering the fact that they've been caught lying about it on August 7th, all four of them, Adamji, Mahrukh, Abdullah, who made the group chat false testimony against me, and this other person who's the fifth person who made the August 7th false testimony against me with the person in law enforcement who gets monthly money every month. All five of these people were fully in on all the lies that were made against me on August the 7th to try to make me look like I was a bad person. That I was low IQ, dumb, stupid, bad test taker, bad at giving exams, or things of that sort of nature. When artificial intelligence has labeled my brain savant as literally number one, being the only person who has instantaneous photographic memory, innovation, focusing, and whose powers increase over time. And if law enforcement does a 30-minute brain savant test, I could show these powers being performed out in the open for the naked human eye to be able to see and observe like all the other brain savants, except I'm number one, since my artificial intelligence has marked my brain savant as having the highest probability of making me extremely rich really, really fast out of any other human being on this planet. You know for a fact I'm not lying, since there's no way for me to know what the artificial intelligence report says unless if someone told me, hinted at it, or anything of that sort of nature, when no one did. And I know details in the report, like the fact that my powers increase over time, which I could not have known unless if someone told me, or if I was psychic, or if I was telling the truth, obviously. So yes, obviously I'm telling the truth about my brain savant, and these people were making lies and false testimonies against me only to drag my name through the mud, make me look like I'm dumb, stupid, low IQ, or a bad person in any way, shape, or form. And Adamji, Mahrukh, Abdullah, who made the group chat false testimony against me, have all been caught making false testimonies and lies against me. Now, the group chat was to try to make me look like I was a bad person, as in terrorist or something of that sort of nature, when in fact I wasn't. A group chat wasn't even in the same time period I was overseas. It was completely fabricated. Except for that, you had Adamji and Mahrukh making numerous other false testimonies and lies against me, all of which were caught as being completely lied about, fabricated, and exaggerated. Not even exaggerated, completely fabricated, lied about. There was not a hint of truth to it. They were caught completely lying and fabricating amongst themselves. And even the fifth person on August the 7th, Adamji, Abdullah, and Mahrukh fully knew what he was saying, what he was fabricating, and they were fully in on all the lies. They were only trying to push him to make these lies for them, for Adamji, Maruk, and Abdullah, due to the fact that they couldn't make these lies on August the 7th, due to how much lying they've been caught making against me and fabrications. Even though they showed evidence for all their lies and fabrications, the evidence was also obviously fake. So the fifth person on August the 7th, since the fourth is a person in law enforcement who gets the monthly money every month, the fifth person on August the 7th showed some sort of evidence for why I'm a bad test taker, low IQ, dumb and stupid, and he showed evidence of him knowing me, and he claimed that he knew me really well, and yet every single thing that he said on August 7th, only a few days ago, had been found to be a complete and total lie against me. And they were found to be fabricating again amongst themselves with lies against me. So basically, yes. So first, Abdullah tried to make lies about me being a terrorist with the group chat that I had nothing to do with, not even in the same time period I was there overseas. Clearly proven from facts and evidences, he fully fabricated the entire thing only to frame me and give me a life sentence out of extreme envy and lust for these girls who found out about my brain savant, him not being able to convince them, since law enforcement obviously would not do a 30-minute test. They do a 1-minute test. Artificial intelligence tells them the truth, and then they just refuse to do a 30-minute test. Apart from that, I can tell certain details about the artificial intelligence report that no one has told me or even hinted at, like the fact that my powers increase over time, which I could not know unless if someone told me or if I was psychic, clearly showing from facts and evidences that I am obviously telling the truth. And so basically, Abdullah, what he ended up doing was, since law enforcement themselves were confessing to all the girls that they have tools that lock up my brain supply, obviously, my ears are fully locked up right now. On the night of April 22nd, 2025, you saw very clearly that these same ears were all the way in the back of my head, and my brain on the inside, instead of being like this, how it is right now, it was just like this. It was just like zing, 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 zing. Extremely powerful, just like how it was on June 24th, 2026, only 2 months ago. So obviously, yes, they have it locked up, and the brain savant is there, and that's just what all the fight is about. Abdullah could not convince the girls otherwise, obviously, because it's the truth, and everyone's confessing. Law enforcement's confessing. I'm telling the truth. The facts are being shown. Like, these ears are fully locked up. On the night of April 22nd, 2025, these ears were all the way on the back of my head, and right now, this is all I can move. I can't move it all the way on the back, even though on the April 22nd, 2025, they were all the way on the back of my head. On my brain on the inside, instead of being like this, like how it is right now, it was like this, and it was just like zing, 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 zing. It was extremely powerful, thousands of times more powerful than normal human beings. Abdullah could not convince the girls about something that wasn't true, obviously, with law enforcement confessing, me showing the evidence to everyone that it's obviously locked up, and artificial intelligence being the third witness and saying that, yes, it's there, Hassan's telling the truth, he's not psychic, due to which he's able to predict what my report says, as an artificial intelligence report says, what artificial intelligence is saying about my brain savant. I'm telling the truth. Law enforcement is telling the truth about my brain savant. And yes, artificial intelligence is telling the truth about my brain savant. So people like Abdullah became extremely envious at the fact that he wasn't able to convince the girls. Obviously not, because it's the truth. So what he ended up doing was he went to the person in law enforcement overseas who gets the monthly money every month, and he fabricated a false testimony against me, the group chat false testimony against me, not even in the same time period I was overseas. Clearly proving from facts and evidences, he clearly lied. Then he sent the person in law enforcement overseas to Adamji and Maruk and said, go to them, get them to make false testimonies against Hassan. They did that, and they kept doing it till they got caught, completely fabricating amongst themselves all the lies that they wanted to make against me. Then all three of these, Abdullah, Adamji, Maruk, sent the person in law enforcement overseas, who gets the corrupt money every month, to the fifth person in my overseas pharmacy school, in the overseas pharmacy school I went to, and this fifth person showed evidence of him knowing me, claiming that he knew me really well, and then he made testimonies and statements against me, completely found to be fabricated, lied about, fully fabricated between Abdullah, who made the group chat false testimony against me, and Adamji and Maruk, who made numerous false testimonies against me. All three of them, along with the person in law enforcement overseas who gets the monthly money every month, fully knew that these were all complete and total lies being fabricated amongst themselves. And this fifth person from the pharmacy school overseas who claimed that he knew me either through fax, text, or some other way. Yeah, and these people were completely found to be fully fabricating lies against me on August the 7th, even after showing proof again of this person, the fifth person, somehow knowing me, saying that here's evidence of me knowing Hassan really well. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Even if he showed evidence, the evidence was fully fabricated. They were found to be fully fabricating these lies amongst themselves before this fifth person made it against me. So now Abdullah's group chat false testimony claiming that I was a terrorist has been fully found to be a complete total lie fabrication due to extreme envy of not being able to disprove my brain savant, which is obviously there, and due to which he made these lies and fabrications against me. He sent law enforcement to Adamji and Maruk, who made numerous more lies against me, claiming that probably that I was a terrorist and that I was a bad person and that I was low IQ and that all kinds of things. On July 11th, they obviously also claimed that I was a drug addicted, sexually perverted individual due to me about to be making that statement about Ibrahim from what he was doing on July 10th and on the night of July 10th with begging my elementary school teacher to sleep with him and then trying to come in my car cameras that same night of July 10th at 8:45 p.m. and going to the hospital emergency room once a week, literally almost dying on August the 9th, and then being brought back from the dead due to how much drugs Ibrahim took, who literally has a heart arrhythmia by now, I'm sure, from all the drugs that he took. Yes, due to that statement that I was about to make on July 11th, the Adamji and Maruk made lies against me, claiming that I was the drug addicted, sexually perverted individual. Like, come on. And then what happened was they made too many lies against me. They got a fifth person to make more lies against me on August the 7th, only a few days ago, claiming that I knew him really well. Somehow he showed some sort of a text or something of that sort of nature call, and then he made statements and testimonies against me. He showed evidence, fully fabricated, by the way, and only to find out that every single thing that this fifth person was saying on August 7th, fully fabricated and completely lied upon and made up between Abdullah, Adamji, Maruk, and this fifth person, along with the person in law enforcement overseas who gets some monthly money every month. These people were still not done yet. At the end, when they were trying to claim that I was terrorist and failed miserably since they were caught fabricating amongst themselves out of extreme envy and jealousy and hatred of my brain savant, they tried to claim that I was a drug addicted, sexually perverted individual on July 11th to get revenge for me, finding this out about Ibrahim going to the emergency room once a week due to drug addiction problem and begging my elementary school teacher to sleep with him. On July 10th, they were fully caught. They could not make these false testimonies against me. They tried to claim on August the 7th by Adamji, Maruk, and Abdullah, who made the group chat false testimony against me, to get a fifth person, along with the person in law enforcement overseas who gets the monthly money every month, told this fifth person exactly what to say to claim that I was low IQ, dumb, stupid, bad test taker, could not prep for exams, despite law enforcement fully confessing in court that they confessed in court that they had my brain savant locked up the entire time I was in pharmacy school overseas. They used extreme amnesia drugs on me before I even gave my exams, or even when I was in the exam room giving the exams, making it a miracle that I got all 108 exams done while eating 2 sandwiches, pack of ramen noodles, sleeping on the side of the streets. And yet these are the false testimonies that they're trying to make against me, that I was a bad test taker, I was bad at studying, a bad exam taker, low IQ, dumb, stupid, only to downplay my brain savant, despite law enforcement confessing in court that not only did they have my brain savant fully locked up when I was overseas, but that they used extreme amnesia drugs on me while I'd be in the exam room and while I would be prepping for those exams, just so that I could not give my pharmacy school finals when I was there overseas, making it a miracle that I got all 108 exams done, brought my degree back home to my mother with zero loans and a PharmD degree. And so, yes, and now that my brain savant's been proven from artificial intelligence, law enforcement, and myself as being literally the number one brain savant in the world right now with instantaneous photographic memory, innovation, and focusing, and my powers increasing over time, they made all these false testimonies against me, claiming at first that I was a terrorist with the group chat false testimony against me, fully found to be complete total lie, fabrication, then claiming that I was sexually perverted or a drug addict on July 11th, only due to what I was about to say about Ibrahim from July 10th, as him going to the emergency room once a week due to drug addiction and overdosing, and him being sexually perverted due to him begging my elementary school teacher and getting rejected by her. And those lies about me being drug addicted, sexually perverted, found to be completely fabricated and lied about. Then on August 7th, they got a fifth person, and since the fourth is the person in law enforcement overseas, the fifth person claiming that I was low IQ, dumb, stupid, bad exam taker, only to try to downplay my brain savant. Since they could not make any more lies against me, they were already caught with making too many, and they got caught fabricating amongst themselves, Adamji, Maruk, and Abdullah. All three of these liars caught with the fifth person and the person in law enforcement overseas, telling this fifth person exactly what to say on August the 7th, to fabricate lies against me, to claim that I was dumb, stupid, low IQ, bad test taker, only to downplay my brain savant, even though it was completely locked up when I was overseas. Law enforcement confessed to it, and that they also confessed that they used extreme amnesia drugs on me when I was giving exams and prepping for them. So then now they made more lies and false testimonies against me, claiming that I was an aggressive individual, bad person, this and rude, this and that, only because all their previous false testimonies and lies against me were caught. You have to understand the fact that every single minute I was overseas, it was recorded with surveillance tools, and every single minute I was there overseas, every single thing was taken into account of. So me being aggressive, rude, or a bad person to anyone would not be missed out on, considering the fact that my stepmother abused me by adding acid to my clothes, puncturing holes to my clothes, and starving me, adding acid to my clothes, not letting my clothes go through the laundry, giving me ringworm infections. I never said one word to her, ever. And all I did was wash my clothes in my room, hang it on a rope in my room, and then put it in a bag in the morning and then go to school. That I work really, really hard in life, and all I did was study. And the facts and evidence have been proven from the data shown about me from when I was overseas the entire time. And now, even the claim that I was aggressive or rude or a bad person or mean or rude towards people or aggressive towards people that Adamji, Mahrukh, and Abdullah were claiming about me, even that claim that I was aggressive, rude, mean, bad towards people, even this claim has been found to be a complete and total lie and exaggeration from them being found fabricating this last lie against me in court as well. So these people, please. Abdullah, who fabricated numerous lies, including group chat, Adamji, who fabricated numerous lies against me, Mahrukh, who fabricated numerous lies against me, and these people in law enforcement overseas, please do not let them make any more narration, lies, fabrications, testimonies against me, even if they show evidence. Since they showed evidence for everything they said, all the evidence was fully fabricated. Group chat was not even in the same time period I was overseas. Every single thing that they said, even on August 7th recently, to try to prove that I was dumb, stupid, low IQ, and try to prove that I knew this person who was making the testimony against me, and that I knew him really well, was completely fabricated. Every single thing that he said was a lie. The evidence was a lie. I probably didn't even know this person, and every single thing that he said was a lie. So please do not let these people make any more testimonies against me. Abdullah, Adamji, Mahrukh, or the person in law enforcement overseas who gets the monthly money every